Buenos días, mis amigos y amigas. Espero que todos estén bien. Estoy hablando un poquito bajito porque es temprano y no quiero despertar a nadie, pero muchísimas gracias por sus mensajes de solidaridad. Ayer fue un buen día y seguimos con la fe en alto. Hoy les voy a traer una entrevista que hice hace un par de semanas con mi gran amigo Dominik Wollenweber, quien es mi contraparte en la Orquesta Filarmónica de Berlín. Un gran músico, bellísima persona. Y hay un poquito de sorpresa en esta entrevista, así que a pesar de que no hablamos de cosas súper audiófilas, sí hay algunas sorpresas que creo que van a ser de tu agrado, ¿ok? Espero que lo disfrutes y hasta pronto.
Hello, Dominik. How are you today?
Hello, Pedro. I am really well. Thank you.
And you're
shining very nice here in Germany.
in Berlin. So you have had a little bit of time off because of the COVID, but now you're coming back to playing concerts, right?
Yeah, we are only on this online mood up to now. I mean, I'm doing a little chamber music piece now in a couple of days, the Francais quartet for English horn and string trio. Otherwise, with the orchestra, we are still limited with just a few people and no audience up to now. Especially, I mean, we were just talking about that today with the orchestra. We had a Zoom meeting also, and they said that in Berlin, the politicians, they're really strict in compare with the rest of Germany. And you know, in Germany, that the virus is not so bad,
Yeah.
like in other countries. So there are a lot of liberal people in the politicians, but in Berlin they're really strict. So we have to wait. I mean, we have one more month actually, and then we are in the summer vacations anyway. So probably we'll just after the vacation, hopefully we will be back on track.
Yeah. Well, I just found out that we're not going to play until next year, January. So
Really? Wow.
yeah. So it's a good thing I have this new a new thing,
Yeah.
a new occupation. It keeps me busy. So I want to ask you. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I wanted to ask you a little bit about your family. You grew up in Frankfurt?
No, in Munich.
Munich. I'm sorry. And your your family was a musical family. Your father played the oboe, right?
My father was also an English horn player. He was the English horn player of the Munich State Opera, so he had exactly the same job like me now.
Oh,
Funny.
it's funny because when you were a child, I think you told me once you were not interested on the English horn, but now you know how the English horn sounds because you were listening.
That's actually the thing what my father always said. I mean, he said he had a very bad oboe teacher. So all what he learned on the oboe, he learned actually with himself. I mean, with no teaching. So he had a lot of, even more than we all maybe. He had to work more with reeds, and he was always really not happy. So he always said that his kids, they are allowed to learn any instrument but the oboe, no oboe.
But you decided.
And
anyway.
Yeah, then I started to learn the flute when I was 9, and then and my parents, I don't know exactly why they said I should learn something else. They were wise enough to see that I'm not really a flute player, not a typical flute player, and they said, try something else. And with 14, you cannot start with a string instrument. Clarinet, I always hated. Bassoon was too boring. And the other choice would have been a French horn. so I was in the limbo between oboe and French horn, and my father said, okay, start with the oboe, it's fine. And then when I finished with my student career, I applied for a lot of principal overplay jobs, but they didn't take me. And I applied once for an English horn job, and I got it. So I'm now.
But you were. Oh, I know, and you have the best job in the world with the best orchestra in the world. It's fantastic. But you were a phenomenal oboe player. I mean, you won the DDR competition or one of those competitions.
Yeah, I got a third prize. Yeah.
I
didn't win, so I got a third. Yeah, that was the thing when I was in the orchestra already end of my 20s, and I said, yeah, finally I have to try to give my best on the oboe also. And then there was this competition. I practiced the hell out of me, and I got there. I was like the third prize, and that was good actually.
And also, we have to remember when your father was playing the oboe and the English horn, people used to make their own reeds. Now in Europe, not too many people make reeds. They buy it because there's many reed makers that are available because not everybody has a job.
Yeah, but I mean, all the good players I know, they still make their own reeds. Actually, I mean, I make my own reeds, except of the fact actually that my wife is also an oboe player, and my son is gonna turn to an oboe player also, and he just started to learn to make reeds, and he's actually quite gifted in reeds. So sometimes I take his bad reeds.
Yeah, that's very convenient.
Them a little bit, and for me, I'm not so demanding with the reeds.
That's very convenient.
Yeah.
And speaking of your son, you have a very populous family. You have quite a few children. How many do you have now?
I have 6.
6?
And the smallest one is 6 years old. So it will be. I mean, it will stay 6 kids. Maybe some grandkids sometime, but not for now. But 6. That's the number. Yeah.
6 children. This is you doing competition with Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yeah, should be. Well, he had 2 wives, I think, right?
Yes.
I have only one.
Yeah. So far, but but he had 20 children and only 10 survived. So
yeah,
you're getting close.
Yeah.
Dominic, so when you were playing the oboe, who were your early influences on the oboe? Who did you admire, or who do you get in contact with?
When I was young, actually, my god was Simon Dent. He was the principal. He's an English oboe player. He was the principal oboe of the Munich State Opera Orchestra. A little bit sort of dainty guy. And he was my teacher after a while. A very extreme way of playing, but for me it was great. And otherwise, of course, I mean our god in Europe is always Holliger, Heinz Holliger. Maybe not for the sound, but for the whole technique, for the whole music, for the whole presence of playing. He's still playing, and he's more than 80. He still plays. I mean, he's just
more than half of the repertory that we have, we owe it to him. I mean, he was such at the vanguard of the music of the oboe, such a big proponent of the oboe as a solo instrument. And so, when you were a child and you were at home, did your father play records? Or how did you listen to music at home? Did you listen to the radio?
Yeah, we didn't. I mean, the music actually, I mean, I listened to him practicing, of course, but otherwise, I mean, we never heard some radio or something like that. I mean, we had, I had some favorite recordings, but it was always, there was, what's the name in English? The big vinyl.
Yeah, LP. LP, vinyl.
I remember. I had two recordings. One was the classical symphony of Prokofiev, and my favorite was the what's the name? That's Summer of Mendelssohn. The Summer Night Street. And I heard that so many times when I was a child, and this old vinyl thing. And after, I don't know, 1,000 times, the thing broke, and apparently I was just crying for days. I couldn't believe that this was, and I still remember the recording. It was a recording with George Sell, and it is a very good recording. I had a good taste when I was a child.
Yeah. Do you remember the brand of your record player?
Sorry?
Do you remember your record player? What brand was it?
Oh no, I don't know. I have no idea. I never to this technical equipment stuff. I'm still not really into it. I don't know. I have what I have now. What I'm also using for the interview. This is the best thing I ever got. Is just a
No.
This is great. I use that.
You know,
sorry for that.
This is called the B word. It's not accepted in the audiophile world. The Bose is not accepted.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. I'm sorry for that. You see, I'm not really demanding for this.
No, it's funny. It's because audiophiles, they resent that Bose is so popular. And people say, but this is not the best thing. Why are people buying it, you know? But it's because they're marketing geniuses, and they make good products. They do. It's just a joke.
You show me then what is better and what I should use instead of that.
Me?
Okay.
What I use?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you will show me. You will tell me what I have to use.
Wait, last time you were in my house, I had something, but it was a small apartment. Now I have a house. So now you will see. It looks like a starship. It looks like a spaceship. My room for audio. There's many things I have. I have electrostatic speakers. They're big panels. They're very nice. But you know, it's normal that musicians don't know anything about equipment. It's two separate worlds. I'm trying to bring them together. I try to get the audiophiles into the hall to come to live concerts, but unfortunately that's not possible. But I want to, before we go, I don't want to take more of your time. I want to show you some records that maybe I'm sure you know. Even though maybe you didn't have them, you saw them at the store.
With Lothar Koch. Yeah.
Lothar Koch.
Of course, I know that recording. I mean, I have to say, actually, Lothar Koch, he was great. He was probably the best player in the orchestra to that time as a principal oboe player. His solo stuff I never really liked so much. I mean, it
was a different sound. It was.
I liked Holliger. So when you like Holliger, you cannot. I mean, if you like Holliger with his Strauss concertos, you can't like Lothar Koch, because this is just two different worlds. I mean, either you like one or the other one.
Well, but they were different disciplines. He was an orchestral player, and Holliger was a soloist, a more refined soloist. But the thing is that in this time was a time when orchestras, if you listen on the radio, you could tell the orchestra by the oboe player, right? You could tell Philadelphia. You can tell Berlin.
If you know the people, you still can do that. If you know the people.
You can, but it's more difficult because we have become more globalized, right? Everybody adopted the same technology. Everybody used the same gouging machine. So it's a little, before it was just very contrasting, also because he had a big sound and he just played like also Chicago Symphony, you know, Ray Steele, he also played really prominently. So you can hear the sound. Anyway, I'll show you another one. This was interesting. This is very interesting.
Helmut
Schmidt. Schmidt.
I never heard the name. Who is that guy?
Helmut Schmidt. I don't know how to pronounce it. How do you pronounce?
Schmidt. Helmut Schmidt. Helmut, that was the first name of my father, but he was Wollenweber also.
Could this be maybe an Eastern European recording?
Could be, probably. I guess he's from Eastern Germany.
The sound is very different. Vibrato is very strong, and it sounds like a different kind of instrument. Yes.
Okay.
And then this is your hair is always been very big, but now I am in competition with you. Look, I am becoming.
Very good. Yeah.
I'm becoming Puerto Rican Dominik, but I will show you our competition. Hans de Vries.
Hans de Vries. Yeah.
Look at that hair.
Actually, yeah. He was pretty popular when I was young. I never really liked his playing. I mean, sound like that, and I don't know.
It's just different. Yeah, different style. Yeah, I have more recordings of him, but I wanted to show you the hair. It's important. And then I have this one. She's someone from this area, from New York. She passed away. I don't know, 10 years ago. Patricia Steinberg, English horn, but she plays some interesting interesting repertoire here. She plays the Satie, she plays the Bach Pastoral, then she plays a hymn de myth, and then she plays a sonatina by Alec Wilder, and then a rhapsody by Gordon Jacob. It's a very good piece.
Yeah.
Do you know this piece?
We are doing we are doing tonight. Actually, we are doing a balcony concert with my family. And we do some Piazzolla and probably Gabriel's oboe also, and with the whole kids. I mean,
yeah,
that's fine.
From your house?
The smallest one, the smallest one plays cello, but he's not far enough.
Yeah.
But the rest we have 2 violins, 1 oboe, 1 flute, and 1
trombone. Wow, you have a whole orchestra.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you some excerpts.
Please do. So you play from your house to the people outside? That's great. Yeah. I try to do that. I try to do that, but my daughter doesn't want to play with me. She plays cello. She doesn't want to play with me, so I try. Anyway, this one is very interesting. Chalumeau. Chalumeau. Do you know this? Do you know this composer?
No.
I think he's maybe Quebecois, maybe from Canada. I don't know. And there's a piece here for English horn, pastoral, of course. Every English horn piece is called pastoral.
Yeah. And is it nice? Is it worth it to play?
I have never played it, but I listened. It's very beautiful. It's kind of like Vaughan Williams, you know, like Floss Campi. You know Floss Campi? It's kind of like that. For English horn. It's very beautiful. Maybe I'll send you a recording or something. Or next time you come to our house, I'll play it for you. If you want to. If you want to. Then, I don't know if you know this piece. I didn't know it, but Peter Warlock.
Peter Warlock? No. I'm not really expert with recordings and stuff like that.
Me neither, but I thought maybe you perform it because you guys play so many concerts with David Butt.
No. No, I don't.
Yannick Craxton.
I never heard the name.
And then I think I told you my favorite English horn concerto, Skrovatevsky.
Yeah, you told me. Yeah.
So this concerto here with Tom Stacy, and I think it's Minneapolis Symphony, yeah, Minnesota. Very good. Yeah. Also has other stuff, but I think this is Tom Stacy.
Yeah.
But
Good.
it's good concerto. And then, you know this piece, right?
Yeah.
Or Ferrari.
Who's playing there?
Lajos Lenses.
Hungarian. Yeah. He's good actually. I like him.
Do your wife knows him? Is he Hungarian?
Yeah. She's Hungarian. Of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, she is in Germany already for 20 years, and he also actually. I mean, he doesn't spend a lot of time in Hungary, and he's still playing. Also, he's 80 years and still performing concerts.
I love his playing. Also, Ku Evinge. You know Ku Evinge?
Yeah.
Baroque.
He's more for Baroque. Yeah.
Baroque, great playing. But this concerto, I think this concerto, you were not able to play it until like 20 years ago because Wolf Ferrari wrote it for his nephew, and his nephew had the sole rights to perform it in Venice. And that's what somebody told me from Venice, anyway. So do you want to talk about your albums? Maybe people are interested in finding your album for English horn.
Yeah, I mean, there is not much to talk about it. Actually, I mean, there is the plan to do an English horn recording with my favorite pieces for the English horn. Up to now, I haven't recorded anything myself on the English horn. I have only oboe. The best recording, actually the only real recording I did is the Telenka, the six Telenka sonata, like 2 or 3 years ago. That's a good one. Otherwise, I mean, there are just small ones. There is this one Mozart concerto, and I listened to it recently, and I thought I was quite surprised actually. It wasn't so bad. It's pretty good actually.
It's always very difficult to hear yourself play, right? Until you forget.
Yeah.
Then when you forget, you listen, oh, okay, maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah, yes, I remember exactly the feeling when I played it, because it was a real live recording. And I remember the feeling I had when I was playing. It was really bad. I thought, oh, I messed up everything. Oh, shit. And just, there was no time for a record session after that.
Yeah.
So I thought, this is probably a piece of shit. And now I listened to it, and I thought actually it's pretty well, actually not bad. So
yeah, it's the sign of a true perfectionist.
Yeah.
Well, look, Dominik. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
No, you go ahead.
Yeah. So if you really want to hear my qualities on the oboe, then you have to buy this or to get this Telenka. This is really that was a lot of work, and I think it got
great.
Pretty well.
Telenka sonatas. Are they available on Spotify and things like that? Can I look for them?
Probably. I mean, it is with the recording company. It's a Czech one, because it's ensemble Berlin Prague. Mm-hmm. That's the name of our group. And to kill me now, I don't know the name of the company. I will find it. I also have a recording of you playing trios, the Beethoven trio. There is with Schoenberger. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah. I don't know actually how it is. I mean,
it's great. It's really good. I have it. Yeah, it's very good. It's always good. You're always great. You're the superstar. And also see you on, many people see you on the Berlin Philharmonic TV app.
Yeah.
You know, I see also. Do you know this the Karajan recordings of the Beethoven, the controversial recordings where all the players in 3 different sections, and when they're playing, they're all playing like this together, like you see, perfect alignment. Do you remember those?
Yeah, of course I know. This is just horrible. And you know, there was this principal clarinet player, Sabine Meyer, and I mean, there was a woman in the orchestra. I think the second one, and Karajan wanted her to be the principal player, but then she showed up for these recordings, and it was only playback. You know, they were just supposed to sit there and to look, and he couldn't do that. I mean, she's a very musical person and always moving a lot.
Yeah.
And apparently he was so mad of her that just stay like that, be like that, and play. And she was like that, and so and it was really fun. I mean, these recordings are so bad. I can't.
Because he wanted to make it all about himself, and by the Sixth Symphony, by the Beethoven 6, he added like a spotlight, and then the people hated it. I think they had to eliminate it. But then I remember seeing the Vienna Philharmonic with Bernstein and Vienna playing Beethoven symphonies. I remember the oboe players; they were like moving a lot. So I never seen people.
Yeah, but there was. I mean, he was probably just against these recordings from Berlin. It was his orchestra, so he was the boss, and he wanted to have it exactly the way how he wanted it. So in Vienna there were just normal concerts, I guess, and really they were playing also, not only playback.
Well, I really appreciate your time, Dominik, and I look forward for you to come to New York soon. I hope you can, and I want to buy the Direct Metal Master recording from you someday. You have the the Brahms Cycle and the Bruckner 7. It's coming out now. It's new. It's very new. So if I can buy from you.
Get it for you. Yeah, you don't have to buy it.
You say it here.
Each time we have a recording, everybody gets one piece of this recording, and they usually, all my colleagues, they don't really care. So I can ask them. So can
yes,
give it to me? I have a friend in New York, and they I can give you 10 of that probably.
You said it here on video. It's on video.
Yeah.
You know, I interviewed your old boss, Simon Rattle, but I was too afraid to ask him for the recording. I was too ashamed. I didn't want to think that it was because of the interview that I. But you, I can ask. I can ask you.
Yeah.
You're my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, Dominik. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
You have a great day, and let's keep in touch. Okay.
Okay.
My regards.
I'm gonna send you some recording of our concert from tonight, from the balcony.
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Please do. I will put it here in the interview. I will.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.